Afternoon, everyone. I want to go over the 45-degree hip extension. This machine right here. Most of you probably have it in your gym, and it's often used incorrectly, so I want to go over a few things that might help you to use it properly and not hurt yourself. So first, I'm just going to show you a few reps of what it is in case you don't know how to use it, and then we'll go over some stuff regarding it. So it's basically a machine where you hinge at the hips and draw back up to work the hams and the glutes. Now, one of the bigger issues is a lot of people call it a 45-degree low back extension. So most people think, yeah, my low back should be on fire and burning, and that's false. You should isometrically be working your back in a stabilized fashion, but this machine is not to work your low back. It does work low back as a result of also working glutes and hams, but you need to see it as posterior building exercise first with a little bit of low back use. Now, to properly understand how to position yourself, if you were doing a straight leg deadlift, hinging over a nice flat back, there would be a line where you wouldn't be able to lean over if it was any higher. If there was a bar right here, if it was too high, you just have to lean over the bar with your low back. You need to be able to lean over it with your hips. So if this pad on this machine is too high in your hips, you're not going to be able to properly hinge over it. You're going to be caving your stomach over it. Now, you need to understand the difference between low back flexion and extension and hip flexion and extension. So your low back here and here, this is all my low back. This is not what we want to do here. We want to be hinging at the hips, like so, keeping your torso straight, core tight, and hinging at the hips, not letting the low back come over and extend. So this is going to depend on who you are and how low you can go and what your range of motion and mobility is, but everybody's going to be different to some degree. So here's your setup. If you're on it like so, for the sake of simplicity, start with about a shoulder width foot stance. In that top position, see there's a straight line from my feet to my head. This is our starting spot, not up here. See, is my low back extending? Not there. Crunch your abs down. Straight line, head to feet. Abs are on. From there, relax your quads and let yourself come on down, still keeping that flat back, core's on, coming over with a nice hinge, just like I did when I was standing. Draw back up, start with the hamstrings, come up, pull the glutes down, and a full lock into your butt, squeezing as hard as you can. Still that straight line, head to foot. So drop down, nice and slow, draw up hammies, and then squeeze the glutes. Now for some people it helps to hold some of a kyphotic thoracic and chest. So if you cave in, and that allows you to crunch those abs down and flatten that low back, there's nothing wrong with that. If I come down really rounded like this, and that helps me crunch my abs and squeeze my glutes, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not going to hurt yourself doing that. So if you come down nice and smooth, draw up, and then tuck and squeeze, that's fine. Something you can play with as you go is a wider stance, toes out, which will engage a bit differently in the backside, and a little more inner thighs. Draw down, come back up. And if you want to take it one step further, if you have the ankle mobility to do it, draw your feet, draw your toes up, keep the toes curled as you come down, which will pre-stretch the backside of your hammies and your calves before you even go down. Keep it relatively slow. If you get to the end and you can't get full reps, you can take out a few more of just the top half of the rep. But overall, go nice and slow. Feel the hammies stretch more at the bottom, and a good glute squeeze as you tuck and squeeze your butt on top of each rep. If you feel low back, that is not abnormal, but as you do them and get more used to them, it should feel primarily backside with a side of a little bit of low back. If you have any questions, let me know. Keep your rep range starting out probably around 10. Don't feel like you have to hammer out 15 or 20 reps. Keep the reps low around 10 till you really lock in the exercise. Moving up somewhere near 20. You can go a long way on body weight before you need to start holding a 20, 25-pound dumbbell and start pounding these things out and hammering your low back. The first progression you should make with the arms, I would suggest starting your arms here as you get a little bit better, maybe here, if you're feeling really strong and really good, keeping them behind your head so you can increase intensity quite a ways before you actually need to add weight. Any questions, let me know. Have a good day.